Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Thursday, December 9th, and this local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer. Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. Palm Coast switches gears in their search for a new city manager. Amy Cherry reports.
Council voted 3-2 to hire a private firm to manage the search after the city received an overwhelming number of inexperienced applicants. Of the 6 selected from more than 80 applicants, 3 dropped out. Mayor David Alfin says the city's existing process received criticism from the Florida League of Cities, with the organization saying they're doing things backwards.
We did not have a detailed or thorough list of qualifications in advance of our advertisement for the position. What they told me was the best process, the most transparent process, and the process that we will be most proud of is for us to agree on a finite set of qualities and characteristics and experience and designations, and then we will match those qualities to the candidate.
Councilman Victor Barbosa was among the 2 no votes.
Backtracking something that we already approved and voted on. We all voted on this. Everybody agreed. We're here now. Let's get it finished.
Councilman Ed Danko also voted against hiring a private search firm, at least right now, calling the process time-consuming.
We're going to spend an additional $30,000, and I would guess we're going to take a month to get a firm. We're going to take another month to get an ad out there, and then we're going to get another 100 resumes or 90 resumes and take a couple months going through that. Meanwhile, we have 3 candidates that have jumped over all the hoops. All I'm suggesting is, before we move forward, let's do our interviews. We could set those interviews up pretty quick. Let's conduct the interviews first. Maybe someone will blow us away. Maybe not, but let's give them a chance.
Councilman Nick Kloufis begged to differ, saying it's worth the wait to have the right candidate.
I'd be curious to hear from someone whose full-time job it is to be in a city manager, search firm, and to see if there's any changes in the landscape, especially after everything that we've been through the pandemic, on requirements or salary ranges and what's expected of a city manager applicant when they're coming to a new city. And I also have a bit of a different perspective, although I completely recognize and accept everything Councilman Danko is saying. I think it might be more fair playing field if we had these interviews all at the same time, so that we could allow one of the 3 potential candidates to, rise like a phoenix out of the candidate pool.
Vice Mayor Eddie Branquinho voted to move forward with the private search firm.
People of Palm Coast wants the best. We owe it to them. And after seeing the qualifications and the education, may I add that? Because I'm very hard on the MBA, okay? After seeing all of those things, that's the reason why we should let the pros pick up the pros, and then we choose the pro.
Council directed city staff to start soliciting bids for a firm. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
A Palm Coast woman is accused of trying to set her ex-boyfriend's home on fire. Deputies were called to a home on Beth Lane Monday for reports of a domestic dispute. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
Deputies responded to a bizarre domestic violence dispute, and upon arrival, saw a burning gas can in the front yard. Investigation determined that an upset former girlfriend walked into the victim's home, attempted to pour gasoline on him and gasoline throughout the house, and lit a fire. The victim was able to grab the gas can and throw it outside where deputies put the fire out.
Deputies later located the suspect. This is body cam audio from the arrest.
What am I being arrested for?
It's about happened earlier today.
What am I being arrested for?
Put your phone down and stand up and I'll explain it to you. Do you understand these rights? With these rights in mind, are you willing to talk to me? No?
No, I've been trying to talk to you guys for 4 days. And y'all aren't listening to me. And you still haven't told me what I'm being arrested for.
Deputies arrested her for arson, domestic violence, and multiple other charges. If you're in a domestic dispute, the best way to solve it is separate, call the sheriff's office, call the Family Life Center, but don't commit criminal acts that then get you arrested.
The mayor of Palm Coast reacts to a bill working through the Florida legislature that could result in businesses suing cities and counties. Rich Petchke has more.
7th District Senator Travis Hudson is one of the backers of SB 620.
It says if you're going to have an ordinance that affects a business's bottom line, it's about 15% of their profit or revenue, then that business can seek to recover claims for the harm that you've caused them. And that business can go seek remedies through either mediation, arbitration, or the court process themselves.
Mayor David Alfin says he supports the measure.
I think one of the positive aspects of the bill is that it will help municipal government elected officials understand their responsibilities and the consequences of not following their government processes. The government process is there to protect business, and it's up to our elected officials to abide by the process.
The bill does exempt governments from lawsuits for emergency orders such as the ones issued during COVID-19. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
There's fun for the whole family this weekend at the Starlight Festival in Palm Coast. Karen Johnson has details.
You'll want to be sure to set aside time this Saturday, December 11th for the Starlight Festival in Central Park and Town Center from 4 to 9 p.m. While this year's Starlight Festival may look a little different, it promises to be filled with festive family fun for all. Lauren Johnston, Chief of Staff of Citizens Engagement with the City of Palm Coast, says there will be a new way to see the floats,
where people will be able to come and see the floats at their leisure instead of a long winding parade shutting down major roads and trying to cram 10,000 people into the park, which we do not have adequate parking for.
In addition to performances by several music groups from Flagler County, Palm Coast High School, Waste Pro will also be set up and collecting canned food donations for the local food pantry. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
What happens when you shop online?
Shopping online may be one of the most convenient things about the 21st century, but whom does it help and whom does it hurt? Angie Davis, Palm Coast Multimedia Associate.
You just kind of forget about the impact it has or detriment that it could have if you only shop online versus local. The more we shop locally, it does help create jobs and businesses thrive.
Davis said that since she moved to Palm Coast, more and more people seem to be living and shopping local. The business reports on WNZF Saturday mornings at 10. Tomorrow, businesses on the Be Local, Buy Local list. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.